Good morning students. Welcome back to your English class. Today we are going to start second chapter of your English practice book, the sentences. You have done this topic earlier in detail. Today we'll discuss its worksheet. But before going through the worksheets, let's recapitulate the topic sentences. So what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. Means it should have some clear meaning. If it is not showing any sense, if it does not have clear meaning, means what is going on, where is going on, what is that, what is this, etc., cannot be a sentence. Basically, a sentence has two parts, subject and predicate. If one of them is missing, it cannot be a sentence. If the subject is missing and the predicate is there, it cannot be a sentence. And if the subject is there but predicate is missing, it can also be not a sentence. So let's begin worksheet number 1. Read carefully the following groups of words taken from the unit Achievers, subunit Helen Keller from English Reader Book. The first one is Helen Keller was born in Alabama. Helen was a naughty girl. Every cloud has a silver lining. Most deaf people cannot talk. She died at the age of 88. So all these are the sentences because they are giving some sense, they are having some clear meaning. So these are the sentences. A group of words that make complete sense is called a sentence, as I told you. Now write down the name of the persons or things being spoken of in each sentence. The first one has been done as an example. So you can see here, Helen Keller was born in Alabama. Who was born in Alabama? Helen Keller. It means this is the person whom we are talking about. So we have to write that word, these words here, Helen Keller. It is already written over here. Helen was a naughty girl. Who was a naughty girl? Helen. So we have to write Helen here. Every cloud has a silver lining. What has a silver lining? Every cloud. So here in this sentence we are talking about every cloud. So we have to write every cloud here. Next. Most deaf people cannot talk. Who cannot talk? Most deaf people. So we have to write most deaf people over here. She died at the age of 88. Who died at the age of 88? She. So we have to write she here. So these are the words or these are the persons whom we are talking about in these sentences. So these are the subjects. Each of the words you have written down in the subject of the respective sentence. The part of a sentence which names the person or thing we are speaking about is called the subject. As I told you, here these are the words or these are the person or things which we are talking about in these sentences. So these are the subjects. Now what we have to do? Now write down the parts of the sentences that tell us something about the subject. The first one has been done as an example. You can see here, what was the subject in first sentence? Helen Keller. So we have written Helen Keller over here as subject. And what are the next words? Are born in Alabama. So we have to write this part here. Was born in Alabama. Next, Helen was a naughty girl. Helen we have written over here as subject and was a naughty girl, that we have to write over here. Next, every cloud has a silver lining. So we have written every cloud here as subject. So what is left? Has a silver lining. So we have to write that here, has a silver lining. Next, most deaf people cannot talk. Most deaf people we have written over here as subject, and the rest part cannot talk we have written over here. She died at the age of 88. She is the subject. So we have written subject here, and the next part, died at the age of 88, we have written over here. So what is this? This is the rest part of the sentence which does not have any subject. So this is predicate. We cannot say that this is a sentence because subject is missing from there. As I told you, a sentence is a sentence has two parts. One is subject and the predicate. If one of them is missing from there, it cannot be a sentence. So this part does not have any subject, so this is predicate. Now worksheet number 2. Some predicates are given below. Match them with their subjects on page 14 and write meaningful sentences. Now you can see here some group of words are given over here. Believes in truth and non-violence. Who believes in truth and non-violence? We don't know. It means subject is not there. So this is predicate. Have blue blood. Who have blue blood? We don't know. So this is also predicate. Can turn its head in a complete circle. Who can turn its head in a complete circle? We don't know. So again the subject is missing from there. So this is predicate. It cannot be a sentence. Are very convenient. Again we don't know who are very convenient. So yeah, what are very convenient? So this is also not a sentence. This is predicate. Smells bad. What smells bad? We don't know. So this is predicate. Hid in a bush. Again this is predicate. Don't always bite. The subject is missing from there. So this is predicate. Is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. So this is also a predicate because subject is not there. What is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world? We don't know. So this is the predicate. Now what we have to do? We have to match these subjects with the predicate. So barking dogs, this is the subject, and which one predicate is suitable to this subject? The barking dogs don't always bite. So this is the predicate which is suitable to this subject. The meat, this is the subject over here, and the meat smells bad. So this is the predicate which is suitable for this subject. The meat smells bad. Now it has become a sentence. My friend believes in truth and non-violence. So my friend is the subject and believes in truth and non-violence. This is predicate which we have taken from this part. My friend believes in truth and non-violence. Now it has become a sentence. So in this way I have completed this question. I have written over there the predicates from this group of words. So lobsters have blue bloods. An owl can turn its head in a complete circle. Credit cards are very convenient. The Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. The frightened rabbit hid in a bush. In this way, I have completed these sentences because the subject was written over there and I have written the predicates from the previous page. Now, underline the subject in the sentences given below. Students, it is not necessary that subject should be at the first place. It can be anywhere in the sentence. It can be at the beginning of the sentence, it can be at the middle of the sentence, or it can be at the end of the sentence. So subject can be anywhere in the sentence. Let's see. Whatever the reason, one should never lie. Who should never lie? One. One means someone should never lie. So one is the subject over here. So it is underlined. Mustering courage, she attacked the witch. Who attacked the witch? She. So here she is the subject. So I have underlined she here. Out came the sun after a heavy downpour. So sun is the subject over here because in this sentence we are talking about sun. So this is subject. So I have underlined the sun. Over the fields the horse galloped. Who galloped? Horse. So the horse is the subject in this sentence. Subject is the subject written in the beginning of this sentence too? No. As I told you, it is not necessary that subject should be at the beginning of the sentence. It can be anywhere. The subject does not always come in the beginning of the sentence, as I told you. Now, worksheet number 3, what we have to do? Read these sentences from Unit Achievers, Subunit Sudha Chandran from my English reader. And the sentences are: a truck hit our bus. I had dreamed of becoming a great dancer. Their attitude had changed. I was in a state of shock. How did you react to this sudden blow? Now, the second part is: how did you react to this sudden blow? What were your feelings after the operation? Was the meeting with Dr. Sethi a turning point? Do you have a meeting for the readers? So, what is the difference between these two groups? A truck hit our bus. You can see here, these are the statements. And in group 2, these are the questions, as question mark is marked over here. So, these are the questions. Whenever the statements are given in a sentence, they are assertive sentences. And when the question is asked in any sentence, then they are interrogative sentences. Do you notice a difference between sentences in 1 and those in 2? Sentences in 1 make a statement, and while those in 2 ask a question, as I told you. So when the sentence make a statement, that is assertive sentence, and when the question is asked in a sentence, they are interrogative sentences. Sentences that make a statement are assertive sentences, while those that ask a question are interrogative sentences, as I told. Worksheet number 4. Write down any 4 dates that bring some special memory alive to you. Show these dates to your partner. Your partner will ask you question that you must answer. One has been done for you. As nowadays you are at your home, so your brother or sister is partner over there, and or your father or mother can be your partner. So what you have to do? Date. Here date is written, then your partner means partner will ask a question, why is this an important day for you? Then you have to answer that question. So why is that date is important for you? I won my first gold medal. So that's why this is an important date. So in this way, what you have to do, you have to complete these sentences. First you have to write the date. You can write any date. You can write the date of your birth. So your partner can ask you, why do you like this date, or why is this an important day for you? The question may be different. So then you have to answer. You can write, I was born on that day. So in this way you can complete this worksheet. So that's all for today. Now it's your homework time. And what is your homework? You have to complete worksheet number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Thank you. Have a nice day.